Hey,
Hello.
hey, sorry, I was a bit late.
Oh, it's
That's
all good.
okay.
So how are you guys today?
We're
I'm good. How
doing
you doing?
well.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. So your album Zenith is going to be out on June 17th. So can you tell me a bit about the songwriting and production behind this new album?
Well, it's several years in the making. We've had a lot of the riffs, I guess, kind of in the we always start with like riffs, I guess, like
Mhm.
guitar riff, and then they kind of become blank songs, and then
With funny names.
yeah, with ridiculous name titles, like working titles. And then as Sabrina got a lot of her stories on paper, those became lyrics, and then they kind of take life, and they have a face after that. So,
Amazing.
but had them for a while, and it's just happy to get them recorded and on track.
Sounds good, sounds good. And was there any particular concept that was put behind this album?
So the way that we wrote this album, we kind of wanted to make it a little bit up to the listener to get their own experience from it. Like I have a few songs like Love Dagger and Magic in the Mist that were inspired by a book series called From Blood and Ash. And there's a couple songs that were inspired by aliens.
Yeah.
And
we try to take everybody's kind of input and mix it together into one kind of sci-fi-esque kind of journey in a way.
But if you listen to them without knowing what they're inspired by, you get your own story from it if you listen all the way through.
God.
Yeah, kind of like to leave a lot of the songs kind of up to the listener and their own personal life experience. Everybody's going to take a different thing away from the songs, and that's kind of our goal.
Fantastic. And quite impressive cover art has been put for this album Zenith. So was there any particular theme behind it?
This was actually Jan that did the stuff for Battle Beast. It's the first time we've worked with him, but we were actually going to go with the guy that did the Decennium cover with the same like information, I guess. But Jan he wasn't available. He was super backed up, so I was just kind of cycling through. I emailed probably 5 or 6 artists that would all have done a great job, and Jan was available, and we just ended up going there because logistically it worked, and the previews that he sent us was good, and I mean, we got what we wanted out of it essentially. So.
I think it's beautiful.
Yes.
Amazing. And talking about the album, 11 amazing metal anthems put together, great songwriting, amazing musicianship, fantastic output in this album altogether. So as a band, how do you feel about the outcome of this album?
For me personally, I feel like it shows growth for me. If you listen to the very first album I was on, like I didn't know how to sing metal at that point. I was, just fresh, a little church going girl, knows her gospel and her country and her, classic rock and roll. And then like I meet this guy, and then he shows me Blind Guardian and Nightwish, and I was like, oh my, I don't know, it was just like a silly thing, but like I genuinely didn't even like realize there was more music than they played on the radio. And then when I found that out, I was just like, oh my God, thank God, because some of that music just sucks, and they just play like the same 12 songs all the time. And I know it's like when you're, I don't know, I was just a little naive in the music realm, and I just like, you can hear naive from the beginning, learning how to do things. And then like this one is just like, there she is, for me.
I think it's, I mean, it's our best. We always say that. We always joke that when
that's Kevin's famous thing.
Yeah.
How are we going to top this one?
We always come out of the studio like, this is really good. We're happy with it. I'm not sure how we'll top it, but we always find a way. It's just experience and time that allows you to do that. But we're very pleased with this one. it was the first time we got to spend the proper amount of time mixing it. So we weren't as constrained budget wise, just being picky and just kind of nitpicking, the way it sounds a little bit, adjusting things. I mean, we could have spent another full week in the studio mixing it, but like Jim says, there's the three factors: the time, the money, and then the manpower.
And mostly it's the money that always runs out.
Most of the time, it's the budget that comes first.
You just got to get everything to a point where you're proud that this is what people are going to hear. And I feel like we are proud to give you what we're giving you.
Yeah. No, I mean, I definitely think it's our strongest so far. And that's why we named it Zenith so far.
Yeah.
Amazing. And quite noticeably, the final song of the album, Joan just cover of I Hate Myself for Loving You. So any particular reason for choosing this particular song in this album?
So that is something that is considered a perk on our Kickstarters. So when we put our Kickstarters up, there's like a bunch of different perks you can pick, but one of them is pick the cover. So we've had people who have purchased the pick the cover, and then we give them like pick 10 songs that you'd like to hear us play. So they'll go and they'll put all these songs down, and then we'll take the list and we'll kind of go through it and pick the one that we think that we can do the best. And that's how that song came about, because out of all the songs that were on the list, we picked maybe not like the most like ridiculous song, but we picked something that
we'll be sure we know we'll be able to do it well.
It's iconic, and that hopefully we won't botch it.
Wonderful. And guys have put up two great videos, Diamond Handed and Universal Terrestrial. So can you tell me a bit about the making of these two videos?
So because we've been an independent band for so long, several years ago, we started investing in video stuff, and I learned editing, and we bought the cameras, we bought the gimbals, we bought everything that was needed to be essentially self-sufficient, minus having an actual person to film while I'm in front of the camera. So we met one of my partners, Jimmy from Second Take Media, and we've been working with him ever since. I work with him actually whenever I have time. I'll do like weddings with him and stuff, or just anything that he needs. But we were kind of tired of spending thousands of dollars on music videos one at a time, and really the only reason why people charge that much is because of the equipment. So we invested in some of that equipment. So now like I just need to hire a guy for a day, and I need to grab the footage, and I've been generally editing most of those myself just to save money. So it was a learning process, but we're able to produce a lot more video content for the same amount of money that we were using back then. And that's really all. That's the whole thing behind it. It's just the music industry is going in that direction, where you have to have video for all of that. So now we can have a video for every song for the cost of probably two of them if we were to go find a third party to do the whole thing from start to finish.
Sounds good. And I hope you're planning to make more videos before the album as well.
Yeah, I think the video for Love Dagger is going to come out on release day. And then we've got the majority filmed for Chasing the Mirage.
Yes, we filmed that one on tour, and it's one of our super awesome, like when a fan becomes a friend, the friend. They got to she bought the Be a Star, which means that she got to star in our music videos. So Panty Pants will be in Chasing the Mirage. So
we've got we're planning on doing a music video for every song on Zenith. So between now and probably early next year, we'll start cranking them out.
Sounds good to me. And any particular plans on the day of the release of this album?
We're just doing as much interviews and press as we can. We had a tour scheduled in the fall, but that got postponed until April and May next year. We're just waiting on the reconfirmation So we're just going to be focused on playing out and just moving as many copies of the CD as we can, pretty much from here until we can't. But we have a couple festivals that we can't announce yet. We've got a tour that we can't announce yet, and a bunch of stuff in the works. So we have a team behind us now on this one. So they're really pushing, and it's nice to have them behind us.
Sounds great. Sounds great. And any plans to get into Europe, as you're a power and thrash metal band, and power metal is from the other side of the world? Or any plans for you guys to get on Europe?
Yeah, we totally want to come over. It just, we have to, you know, like,
we have to pick the right tour.
You basically we're in a little tiny boat with a fishing rod and trying to catch the biggest fish we can. So it's just like, it's in the right time, in the right order. We're gonna, you know, hold out for the good tour that, you know, not only is it gonna be like a powerhouse lineup, but it's also like, you know, something that we can continue to grow in that direction and you know, gather fans and everywhere we go. So it's just gotta, and then, you know, the whole COVID thing with trying to get through all the borders is the thing that would deter everybody. Because right now, if like now America and Canada are open to go back and forth, but you know, as long as you're not like, what is it, COVID positive, you can't pass it.
Yeah, I think some of the places are still testing before you go on airplanes, but I think I mean, we would be looking to Europe probably summertime to fall of next year. Hopefully. I mean, we've got feelers out with, I think, 3 or 4 bands that are actively, yeah, let's take you. Just depends on when they decide to do it. So we definitely have the ability to do it, and we just need to do it.
And we're really hoping for 70K again, because last time we got to play, we had like 5 days notice. So, you know, we're like, please give us more than 5 days.
And the history of the band goes way back to 2007. So how has the road been for you guys so far?
It's been long, and I mean, kind of painful, but we're still here. I mean, it's just it's a labor of love at this point in time, and we're just very thankful that we're to a point where like we feel like, you know, our head's finally above water a little bit, so like we're able to breathe instead of just holding your breath all the time. But I mean, we spent 12 years holding our, sorry, my cousin's arriving. But I mean, we've spent a long time just like working and trying to get the contacts and the opportunities. So we're finally to the point where there's a lot of people that also see that and are starting to value what we do, and they're wanting to help us capitalize on that.
Amazing, amazing. And do you guys have any highlight moments that you want to share with me today?
The 3 tours that we did this past year, those were all highlights in themselves. Just the ability to, I mean, we toured more in the last year than I think we ever have total.
Yeah, I mean, so, it's been
we were able to really, like, we did a lot of damage, so we're just trying to keep that momentum up, and I think with the team behind us we'll be able to do that.
I think the moments that I'd like to highlight was the most important one for me that stands out is thank you was Juliet, where I got crowned the Burger Queen. That was a fan actually made a 3D printed crown, and it's a burger with the crown from Rendley Baratheon put on top. And it was just like, you know, like, it's been a joke for a long time, but it's funny how like people appreciate, like, you know, we play power metal, you know, so it got to be cheesy. So me and the burgers, and it just like everywhere we went, people like they just was so funny. I could tell them at the end of the show, all right, the only rule is we got to say cheeseburger at the end. And like, so every time we could take a picture, we say cheeseburger. So it's just, I don't know. It just like the fans were the best part about it. I think they were just, they were just so loving, and it was nice to come back to a community like that, because the one that we left in 2020 was the ungrateful crowds who didn't come to shows.
Yeah.
And we came back to, oh my gosh. because they would come from the very beginning when even the openers were, on stage all the way to the end.
It was literally like Thanos, what Thanos said in Avengers. It's just like
Yeah.
he'll wake up to a grateful universe when everybody realizes what they lost.
It was. Thanos did this to all of us.
Amazing. And what would be some of the plans for the release? Like, do you guys going on digital? Do you guys are going to release CDs, vinyl? So what are the plans for the release?
We have it'll come out on CD. Our vinyl will show up at the end of August because there's just crazy delays in the vinyl. So we have a CD release party that we're going to push. We have one other festival in Florida that's announced. So we'll be playing Central Florida Metal Fest in September. It's a brand new one, so it'll be fun. It'll be a nice outside stage, kind of open air vibe. We have a couple other festivals we can't announce yet, but they're booked and they're offered on. So we're going to be announcing those over the next couple months. And then, like I said, the tour. So other than that, we're just, we've got 3 or 4 more music videos to film. So that's pretty much the whole year right there.
Yep.
So it just takes time. But actually, we have the Morrisound show that we might actually do as a live thing.
Oh
too.
yeah, I think somewhere like maybe the end of July and August we might do a special, because we did when we were recording Diamond Handed, we actually had Twisted Logic and Jimmy Edward, our videographer, there recording each song. We did like basically a CD release for people to come and actually sit down in Morrisound and hear it with us, and as the first time. So and we're gonna probably release that. We had those people watch it in the audience, and then we had the people who donated to the Kickstarter able to watch it, and then we'll do a release so other people can see it in its entirety.
Amazing. Sounds good. And finally, what would be the message that you want to give to the fans around the world?
Thank you so bleeping much for supporting us and going through this goat rodeo of a career with us. And thank you for diamond handing.
Yeah, thank you for sticking with us through all of it. And we're finally getting, the push I think we need to bring this to a much wider audience. And it'll be something special for everybody that has been with us since the beginning to watch us grow. And I'm glad we get to share that with everybody.
Wonderful. And I want to thank you, Camden and Sabrina, for giving me this wonderful opportunity today to have this great interview with you, and a real pleasure to meet you. And thanks so much for waiting for me. And I'm really sorry for my delay in coming online. And thanks for the amazing music that you guys been giving us over the years. A real pleasure to listen to you guys. And I'm looking forward for more music in the coming years. And I wish you guys and the entire band all the best.
Thank you so very much. We appreciate that.
Have a great evening out there. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.
You too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.